You were right, it's kind of hard to believe a story like that. Hey everyone, Henry Yellow here, welcome back. Today we are going to watch the 39 Steps. That's right, we are back to watching Hitchcock movies. Now I have another 3 movies lined up after this one which are also Hitchcock movies, so look forward to them. Now if you would like to watch my full reactions to these movies earlier than everyone else, then I recommend you check out my Patreon because I will post my full reactions on my Patreon a week or 2 weeks earlier than the YouTube versions which I post on YouTube. So if you would like to watch it earlier, then go check out my Patreon. The link is in the description below. Now let's take a step, our first step into watching this 39 steps.
Every day he commits to memory 50 new facts and remembers every one of them.
Every day? He must be someone who has a photographic memory.
Ask him your question, Mr. Memory.
Mr. Memory.
Mr. Memory has left his brain to the British Museum.
Left his brain to the British Museum?
What won the Derby in 1921? Mr. Jack Jones humorist with Steve Donegal. Second and third, Craig and Aaron and Lemonora. Am I right, sir? Right.
He probably doesn't even know.
What causes flipping poultry?
Don't make yourself so common.
Well, our pals have got it, haven't they? How old is May West? I know, sir, but I never tell a lady's age. How old's May West? What causes...
Poor guy answered his question, what causes pit poultry? I don't even know what that means, but answer it. He's someone who actually needs help.
For God's sake, play something, man, and stop this running.
May I come home, monsieur?
I think I just saw a guy littering.
Wait till I find the switch.
Not yet. Now,
She's acting suspiciously.
Mr. Hannah, don't answer the telephone.
Why not?
I think it's from me.
Oh.
Oh, please don't answer. Thanks. If you'd please kick that footstool over to me.
So she knows someone's following her.
I owe you an explanation.
Well, don't bother about me. I'm nobody.
We cannot talk here. Just a minute.
Perhaps she's also afraid of snipers shooting her through the window.
You may call me Annabella.
Annabella Smith.
I fired those shots.
Oh,
There were 2 men there who wanted to kill me.
Beautiful, mysterious woman pursued by gunmen.
well, she has a gun too.
Only I prefer the word agent
For what country?
for any country that pays.
Isn't she revealing too much information for a spy?
I am here to save a secret from being dug up. Vital to your air defense. You don't believe me?
Frankly, I don't.
Go and look down into the street then.
The 2 guys waiting there. So why is she telling him all this?
Now that they have followed me here, you are in it as much as I am.
Yeah, you dragged him in.
Have you ever heard of the 39 steps? These men will stick at nothing. I'm the only person who can stop them.
Stick at nothing.
Well, why don't you phone the police or something?
Because they wouldn't believe me any more than you did. You don't know how clever their chief is. Part of his little finger is missing. So if ever you should meet a man with no top joint there, be very careful, my friend.
Okay.
There's a man in Scotland whom I must visit next if anything is to be done.
Are there 39 steps in Scotland by any chance?
Perhaps I'll tell you tomorrow.
The 39 steps. Did they climb in through the window?
They'll get you next.
Oh. Wow, it's the silence. There's no like sudden music. Usually there's like dun-dun-dun music when you see the knife stabbed in her back, but complete silence. I'm surprised they don't just kill Hanny while they're killing Annabella.
These men will stop at nothing.
Eltna Shalach?
I tell you, these men act quickly.
Yeah, apparently the men stabbed her in the back, then they went back down there to call his house phone, which doesn't make much sense to me. Oh, I think that must be the thing that tells people whether, the tenant is in the house or not.
I want to borrow your captain coat.
What's the big idea?
I want to make a getaway. There's been a murder committed up on the first floor by those 2 men out there. They're spies, foreigners.
Oh, come off it. Funny jokes at 5 o'clock in the morning.
All right, I'll tell you the truth. A married woman lives on the first floor, and I've just been paying her a call. One of those men's her brother, the other's her husband.
Why didn't you tell me before, old fella?
Yeah, he's smart. Changes the story. I was just gonna say that he shouldn't have said the spy. He should have, come up with another story. And he did come up with another story right on the spot. Good thinking, man. Good thinking. For 1 second, I thought it was weird that the woman screamed so strangely.
Hey, son, speaking of English or Spanish? There's been another woman murdered in the West End flat.
What? Lieutenant Richard Hannay is missing.
You surprise me. Had to have a look at your paper? Certainly.
Oh, they have a picture of him, but the picture is kind of pointless since he has a hat on and everything.
There's enough evidence there to hang any man.
Ooh, he's gonna have to climb out the window.
Darling, how lovely to see you. My name's Hannay. They're after me. I swear I'm innocent. You've got to help me.
When we passed just now.
His way in here and told me his name was Hattie.
Is your name Hannay?
No.
At least that's realistic. The girl didn't just fall head over heels for him and then, saved him.
Get on with it. You It's against all the regulations to stop the train on the bridge. But a man jumped out. He's a murderer. We've got to take him.
Oh, he actually got out. I thought he hit somewhere in between.
About 5'10", small moustache. Last seen wearing a dark suit.
Time to shave off your mustache. He made it all the way here on foot? Wow.
I'm a murder mechanic. I'm looking for a job.
You'll find no work about here.
Are there no newcomers?
Aye, there's an Englishman, a kind of professor. He lives at Ardnashillach.
Where?
Yep.
It would.
You could get a lift in that van.
No.
Oh, I think that's a miniature. That's not real. It's a miniature model, right? Oh, no.
Could you put me up for the night somehow?
2 and 6.
Take it now. Thank you.
I'm from Glasgow. Oh, you should see Sochi Hall Street with all its fine shops.
You miss them?
Sometimes.
There's not much music for this movie, is there?
He says it's best not to think of such places. That goes on there. You ought not to say that.
What ought he not to say?
I was just saying to your wife that I prefer living in town than the country.
God made the country.
One of the most horrible crimes of the century. Whoa.
Turn our hearts from wickedness and from worldly things.
Oh no, he's suspecting something else. Hannay could just easily laugh it off and deny it. Oh, I think they built this entire house themselves. Look, the window is even a little bit crooked.
Aye, I might have known. Making love behind my back.
No.
He's only trying to help me.
Aye, to bring shame and disgrace upon my house.
You're telling me to escape from the police. Say I'm not here. I'll make it worth your while.
How much?
£5.
I didn't trust him.
But he took the money.
He couldn't have resisted. He's asking if there's a reward if you get catched. You best take this one.
Is this your husband's coat?
I his Sunday best one, but never mind.
Goodbye, Margaret. I'll never forget you for this.
There he goes!
They're really pursuing him through the mountains.
Martin,
What name shall I say?
ask him if he knows Miss Annabella Smith.
You're from Annabella Smith?
Yes.
There's a police inspector at the door, sir. He wants to speak to you.
Don't worry, I've sent them away.
By the way, Sheriff, when are you going to catch that murderer?
You catch him, but I'll convict him. Whenever you do catch him, you'll find me at the sheriff's court at 10 every morning, so bring him along.
What about our mutual friend Annabella?
She's been murdered.
I
I believe she was coming to see you about some air ministry secret.
Did she tell you what the foreign agent looked like?
Part of his little finger was missing.
Sure it wasn't this one?
Oh, it's him. Well then.
Well, what are we going to do about it?
Oh, Mr. Hannay, why have you come here? I'm just about to convey vital information out of the country. Oh, yes, I've got it. Supposing I left you alone with this revolver. Well, what do you think, Mr. Hannay?
That's a very tiny revolver.
I'm afraid you leave me no alternative.
Where did he shoot?
I can't find my hymn book.
Where did you leave it?
In the breast pocket of my overcoat.
Oh.
Is
And this bullet stuck among the hymns, eh? Some of those hymns are terrible hard to get through.
I mean, the revolver looks so small, I thought that it might have not penetrated his 3 layers of coats.
How did you escape?
They put the body in the dressing room. When I came to, I borrowed this suit and pinched his car.
I don't doubt you'll be able to convince Scotland Yard of your innocence as easily as you've convinced me.
So the sheriff believes him.
Do you think I enjoy playing for time with a murderer? Murderer? Certainly. Do you think I believed your rock and roll story about the professor? He's my best friend in the district.
He escaped? I thought he got cuffed already. Okay, he did. Well, he's at the end of his rope. Like, what else can he do now? Who can he trust? Police are after him. There's nowhere to run.
This way.
Opportunity of discussing with you.
Wait a minute. What kind of misunderstanding is this now?
I'm going to call upon the speaker of the evening.
Speaker!
I now ask for Captain Fraser.
So they mistook him for Captain Fraser. Has no one ever seen Captain Fraser's face before?
How delighted and relieved I am to find myself in your presence at this moment.
It's the woman from the train.
I had no idea that in a few days' time I should find myself addressing an important political meeting. No idea. But I've known what it is to feel lonely and helpless and to have the whole world against me. Those are things that no man or woman ought to feel. A world where no nation plots against nation, where no neighbor plots against neighbor, where people try to help and not to hinder. That is the sort of world I want. Is that the sort of world you want?
Well, he roused up the crowd.
Couldn't you realize I was speaking the truth? Will you put a telephone call through to the High Commissioner for Canada in London? The important secret is being taken out of this country by a foreign agent.
I beg pardon, miss, but we should like you to come too.
Whatever for?
To identify the prisoner formally.
They're not police officers. I think they're gonna silence both of them.
Isn't that the police station? We're running past it. Well, where are we going?
To Inverary. We have orders to take him there direct.
But you've no orders to take me.
But I'm afraid you must go.
Well, now he's dragged her into this, just like how Annabella dragged him into this.
Isn't the man going the wrong way? That's the way down to the south. Surely that's the way to Inverary.
I'll lay you 100 to 1 that your sheriff principal is the top joint of his little finger missing. Oh, it's a whole flock of detectives.
A whole flock of
There, miss. As long as you stay, he stays.
Yes, and as long as I go, you go. Come on.
Oh, they should be thankful there's a fog. Oh!
One yip out of you and I'll shoot you first, myself after. I mean that.
One of the quietest movie chases I've ever seen. And by that I mean there's no music, not that there's no sound.
Must be a mile away by now.
Don't do that.
They were taking us to their boss, and God help either you or me if they ever catch us again.
Still sticking to your penny novelette spy story. Oh.
All right. Then I'm just a plain, common murderer. For all you know, I may murder a woman a week. From now on, do every single thing I tell you to do, and do it quick. Come on.
You'll be staying the night?
Yes. Can't write with my left hand, my dear, but I can shoot with it. You can guess what's in this pocket. Come on.
If he had a gun, he would have used it on a man.
Is he married to her, do you think?
They're so terrible in love with each other.
I tell you, I can't stand it any longer. I'm going to tell them the whole story.
Can I come in, sir?
Come in.
The door's not even locked.
I say, please don't go. Is there nothing wrong?
We're a runaway couple.
I kenned it all the time.
You won't give us away, will you? Please.
Of course we will not give you up.
Now, what's the next item on the program?
Get these things
Right.
off. Nail file here. Do you think that'd help?
Easily. It'll take about 10 years, but we can try.
It'll take about 10 years.
My shoes and stockings to sew, though. I think I'll take them off.
Can I be of any assistance?
No, thank you.
Fine.
Not that he can keep his hands away, they're tied together.
Will you kindly place yourself on the operating table? Let's get some rest while we can.
I'm not going to lie on this bed.
So you're gonna lie on the floor?
There I go again. I wish I could get that damn tune out of my head. I wonder where I heard it.
I've always been told murderers have terrible dreams.
Oh, but only at first. Got over that long time ago. Used to wake up in the middle of the night screaming, thinking the police were after me, but one gets hardened. Killed my first man when I was 19.
Oh, now he's just spinning a web of stories.
Talking of Madame Tussauds, that's how it all began. My career of crime, all hereditary. Great Uncle Penruddock. He murdered 3 wives and got away with it. Took her for a walk to Land's End and shoved her over into the Atlantic Ocean. And that lady is the sad story of my life. Poor orphan boy who never had a chance.
Oh wow, what a great bedtime story.
As soon as I picked up, you know what, I'll clear out of the country.
Be careful.
His wife knows what he does. Throwing the sandwich to a floor, what a waste. Oh wow, she actually managed to do that. Perhaps it was easier to do that with the old type of cuffs. Yeah, there was no gun.
No, he dodged down the side street and the police went the wrong way. The girl handed him over to us thinking we were detectives. He's warning the whole 39 steps.
Oh, 39 Steps is an organization.
Our friend at the London Palladium on the way out.
Good thing they didn't use the name Hammond.
You didn't happen to have anyone in tonight, did you?
You weren't by any chance a young couple, were they?
James! Do you want to get us all jailed? You know, let on to anybody that you've got to drink here after hours.
Oh, I see. They can't serve alcohol after a certain time.
You wouldn't give away a young couple, would you?
Ah, because of the story that they're a runaway couple. I see. Well then, thankfully he came up with that story. Of course, she believes him now. Oh, now there's music. It's been silent for a really long while. She looks so pitiful, having to squeeze on that couch.
Good morning.
Why didn't you run away?
I discovered that you've been speaking the truth. Those two men were in here last night. I overheard them telephoning. Someone's got scared and is clearing out and is picking up someone at the London Palladium.
London Palladium?
I feel such a fool not having believed you.
You were right. It's kind of hard to believe a story like that.
Hey, what? You let them go after hearing what they said?
What's she supposed to do?
Can't you realize the only way I can clear myself is to expose these spies?
You still can.
It's true, the Air Ministry has got a new thing. They are positive that no papers are missing about it.
But I tell you, I'm quite certain about it.
We've made the minutest inquiries.
Her fashion is quite interesting, isn't it? That like a huge bow here, and then previously the thing that looks like a bib.
Get another taxi and follow that girl. She'll lead us to Hanny, all right.
Cover every exit and on no account let anyone leave the building.
Well, having a police barricading a place would throw a wrench in Missing Pinky Finger Man's plans. I guess I'll call him the professor.
Hurry up, please.
Oh, there he is.
Nothing whatever has been stolen from the Air Ministry. They're absolutely certain about it.
Hear that, Jim? Now I know where I heard it before. Of course, that music hall.
One of the most remarkable
Mr.
men in
Memory.
the world.
It's the same little man. The details of that Air Minister secret were borrowed, memorized by this little man, and then replaced before anyone could find out. But look here, that man on the stage...
Look here, old man, you don't want to cause any trouble.
What are the 39 steps?
It's an organization of spies, collecting information on behalf
What? Why would he answer that? That's ridiculous. Oh, well, the police are efficient. They knew that he fired the shot right away and knew where to find him.
What was the secret formula you were taking out of the country?
the biggest job I ever tackled, and I don't want to throw it all away.
It'll be quite all right.
Represented by R minus 1 over R to the power of gamma. Am I right, sir?
Quite right, O.J.
I'm glad it's off my mind. Class?
So he forgets about it right after he says it. Well, I don't know, perhaps he was forced into it. Maybe. Because I don't get why he would explain what is 39 steps when he was asked that question. Maybe they're trying to say that he's memorized so many things that his brain is fried, and anyone who asks him a question which he could answer, then he would answer it right away. Maybe that's what they were going for in this movie. Overall, I would say that most parts in this movie are realistic, especially the parts where people just don't believe him and people act according to human nature, such as when he first met the woman on the train and kissed her and told her the truth. She didn't believe him and she still handed him over to the police. So that is what will realistically happen. But in some movies, they might make it more corny or cheesy in such a way that once he kisses her, then she'll be like, oh, falling head over heels over him, and then she will protect him instead of handing him over to the police. And also the man who, the man in Scotland who, even though he took £5 from Henny, in the end he still asked for more reward from the police. So yeah, that's the greedy and selfish human nature, which is quite realistically shown here. The only things which I find kind of strange is the first one is obviously when he asked the Mr. Memory what are the 39 steps, and Mr. Memory went and revealed that top secret information. And the second, little bit weird and unrealistic, is when Annabelle Smith died, because it was the middle of the night, the windows were open, which means someone snuck into the apartment and stabbed Annabella, on her back. But after killing her, they just escaped. They didn't try to kill Henny. They just escaped and then went back down there and tried to call his apartment again. Like, what is up with that? They could just kill Annabella, kill Henny, and then that's it. All loose ends cut off, and there will be no movie. So that's the only part which I found a little bit strange. Another thing which I realized about the movie is that it barely has any background music at all. Like 80% of the movie is just silent, it's just people speaking or sounds, but no music. So maybe back then it's right after the era of the silent film, maybe, so they haven't incorporated music into their movies that much yet. Or perhaps the silence is purposely done? Nah, I'm not sure about this. But there were certain scenes which I feel like a bit of thrilling music or a bit of dun 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 or something like that would have added a bit more flavor to the scene. For the next 3 movie reactions after this, they will also be reactions to Hitchcock movies, so stay tuned. And remember, if you want to watch my full reactions earlier than the YouTube versions, you can go check out my Patreon, because I post my full reactions like a week, 2 weeks earlier than the YouTube version on YouTube. Link is in the description below. If you enjoyed this reaction, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.